Right, we obviously go on about concentric coils for unmasking. So with a lot of the unmasking stuff I've done, with the V3, with the V2, it's with the concentric coils, so the Silver Scout and high frequency coils. And then I have like a custom built 18 kilohertz double D coil that's interesting when it comes to its ability to unmask. When I write blogs, I always say with the low frequency double D coils not to underestimate their ability to isolate targets, you know, in trashy ground or iron infested ground. They do a surprisingly good job. And obviously, being a double D, they also do a surprisingly good job at hitting a target from one angle. So we've got the 13-inch low frequency. I'll put up on screen the frequency it runs at. I think it's 7. So what I got here is iron that I got from the River Thames. So it's really old, battered. Look, you got your heads on some of them, you got your sharp points, got a random bent bit there. So that is discriminated out. The high tones you're hearing coming through are, look, it's just, there's stuff littered around here, but I'd rather do it on the ground. So let's put, this is quite a thin coin. It's not, it's a little bit smaller than a quarter, but let's completely cover that coin. Okay, so this is obviously a same plane test. So double D, low frequency, so there should be at least one angle it hits it from. There we go. So just to review, 13-inch low frequency double D configuration coil still does a pretty good job, same plane, at seeing a coin under iron. Right, so what we got here is a silver coin. In the past, with some of the testing, the unmasking tests I've been doing, I've been getting a couple of backwards going like, oh, you're using a Silver Scout 24 kilohertz concentric coil to find a silver coin under iron. You know, the clue's in the name, obviously. High frequency coil is going to hit on silver nice, and it's a concentric coil. So yeah, it's just this sort of white coat and Crocs dialogue. Okay, so silver coin. There we go. Cover it completely. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, there we go. Let me take a photo of that. Look, there's large iron there and iron there, okay? So there's interference with the ground and the shit that's in it, but it's doing a great job at hitting on that silver coin. Let's get that baby out of there. So there's loads going on in the ground, but it still did a really good job of hitting that. So then we have the 3D unmasking waffle, because it is waffle at the end of the day. But hello Eric. Let's use the silver coin. we might as well, for argument's sake, because it's a low frequency double D coil, and low frequencies, you know, supposedly aren't as sensitive on silver, let's say, as a high frequency coil. So hang on, let's do this. There's a lot of junk in the ground, so I'm not really helping my cause here. But like I said, I'd rather do it on the ground where there's interference from the soil, where there's crap in the ground. I've said it before, if you're going to elevate a test or something off of the ground and basically, in theory, do it in air, that's not a valid test to me, because we don't hunt in air, do we? And even with these 3D tests, you know, I've mentioned it so many times, it's giving a demonstration of the potential performance, okay? So let's put that silver coin underneath that. So we've got the silver coin underneath, we've got these two, let me take a photo. Yeah, so there should be, again, there should be an angle that the double D coil can hit it at, so let's see. There we go. That's doing a pretty good job, considering this coil isn't really designed for unmasking, you know, or separation. Let's just put it back in. Okay, so I think that's a pretty good example of a large coil, a low frequency coil, and a double D coil being able to do a pretty good job at same plane unmasking and 3D unmasking. So yeah, don't underestimate them. Don't underestimate any of the coils. And you're seeing my last live dig video where I found that, you know, that iron washer with a very, very small piece of non-ferrous in the center. That was one hell of a pull, considering it might not have been historic, but it was definitely a good example and demonstration of what even the low frequency coils are capable of. Today's anal lesson has been completed.